fight. But what I was saying before is more hand fighting in the upper weights, but David Taylor was a little guy as he's in on a shot, looking to finish onto the edge of the mat. Nice defense from Kazakhstan.
Dauletbekov able to get the whizzer in, defends it pretty effectively. He'll get warned for passivity. Next time he'll go up onto the activity clock. Well, more than a minute into this opening period. Third semifinal weight class tonight, 86 kilos. Like Rutherford, Taylor has shut out both of his opponents. Ironically, identical scores as Zane Rutherford, winning 10-0, 11-0.
Nice leg attack, once again pulled up by Dauletbekov. Dauletbekov choosing to hold position and play a more defensive game plan. David Taylor looking to be offensive with the hand fight and with those attacks. Look to call somebody for passive here soon. There it is. Dauletbekov going to be his first attention there. Oh no, he's actually on the clock now. We must have missed that first attention. On the clock, 30 seconds to score a point, or David Taylor will get that point.
One new rule twist this year with World Wrestling. In the past, if somebody had scored with the activity clock still showing some time, the clock stopped. Now you can still pick up the point. They will keep the clock rolling. Another way to reward aggressive wrestling.
We saw that with Zane Rutherford. He scored a lot of his points when his opponent was on the action clock, and we'll look to see David Taylor do that. But here, that 30 seconds is up. David Taylor will gain that point. Not very much offense this period, though. That could be a good strategy for Dauletbekov. 30 seconds left in the period. Going in 1-0 is a good place to be. Nice attempt by David Taylor, defended very easily by Kazakhstan. Dauletbekov sitting good in his position here. Nice shot in on a single leg. Trying to pull this up, 8 seconds left. Not a lot of time to act here. Crotch lift attempt by Dauletbekov, scrambling in, head up into the underhook. Time's going to run out. 1-0 going into the second.
Just the one passivity point for the American, David Taylor, who actually had thoughts possibly of retiring after accomplishing his lifelong dream of winning an Olympic gold medal. He had a real important emotional conversation with his wife, Kendra, 7 weeks before Final X. And in that talk, a fire was reignited. He made the decision to come back, commit to winning a possible gold medal in the Olympics and the Paris Games, another world title. So here he is after an 8-month layoff from the sport. Following his loss in Oslo, he took some time, came back in Final X, performed, and now close
and that's
to
a
a
little
possible match tomorrow night.
A little bit different for the American history. We've seen a lot of guys, Dan Gable, Cale Sanderson, David Taylor's coach. Dave in on a shot here, getting his head up this time in a crackdown position, looking to score. He's got both ankles. Dauletbekov on the leg, but he's going to give it up. And here's where we want to see that parterre action, looking for the gut wrench. He's very aggressive when he gets on top.
Locks up his hands underneath. Now gives up on that just to not quite have the right grip, so he'll go back to his feet. But Taylor gets the match's first takedown and a 3-0 lead.
What I was saying before, oh man, I can't even talk. He's in on the leg again. That body of work in the first period is paying dividends, as it's very hard to hold position when someone's so aggressive, threatening the legs and winning the hand fight. 5-0 for David Taylor.
Taylor has always been a guy who just gets stronger and stronger as the match goes along, and here early on, dominating the opening 40 seconds of period 2.
Dauletbekov still holding good position, but you can see his stance getting a little bit higher as David Taylor gets in on the legs. Once again, it's just very, very hard to deal with the hand fight and the leg attacks at the same time. He's got to break them down to score points. As the knee hits, there's 2 takedown for David Taylor, looking to lock that gut wrench up that he's had success with, but he's just going to take this time to recover and get back to their feet.
There have been only 3 Americans to ever win 2 Olympic gold medals in freestyle. The great John Smith did it, 88-92, Bruce Baumgartner in 84-92, George Maynard. back in the early 1900s. So Taylor coming back with the intention of wrestling in Paris and maybe adding his name to the list. And let's finish the conversation. We talked about his 8-month layoff following the loss in Oslo, which is a little bit of a different trend for an American.
A little bit different. So Dan Gable, Henry Cejudo, Cale Sanderson, who David Taylor's coached by, one and done. One Olympic gold, done. And that's kind of been the history. And Gable Stevenson, same thing. It's been the history of American sports, but now we're seeing Jordan Burroughs, David Taylor, Kyle Dake, who we'll see tomorrow. These guys are continuing to wrestle, and I think that's why we're looking to see the Americans make a run at winning the World Championships and putting themselves in a good position the year before the Olympic Games. In on the leg once more, got the 2. It looks like it's been confirmed. Says 11-0 on the scoreboard, waiting to get confirmation. That's going to be the tech fall for David Taylor over the very tough Dauletbekov. And once again, the body of work in the hand fight and the leg attacks paid dividends in the second period. And so just because the score might not show it, winning the edge of the mat, winning the hand fight is going to be very, very good for the second period. And in these big matches like this, the semifinals of the World Championships, you're looking to gain any type of edge you can get, and that turned into domination, 11-0.
As we have seen so many times, more frequently over the past year, 2 years, challenges at the end of a match. This one coming from the Kazakhstan corner. So we will have our matchup that the world wants to see tomorrow night in what has become the best rivalry in the sport of wrestling. David Taylor, Hassan Yazdani Chirati. It will be round 5 for the world goal.
Round 5. The score right now is 3-1, David Taylor, and the loss in the finals of Oslo in the World Championships. It's one of the greatest rivalries in sports, definitely in wrestling right now. Yazdani, world champion, multiple-time world champion before David Taylor came on the scene. And once that happened, David Taylor has been dominant until this past year. I'm looking forward to this. The 5th match feels like Rocky first the Russian, but it's not the Russian, it's the Iranian, and we were looking forward to this battle, and every once in a while we get lucky enough for the sports to play out the way that we're all excited for. David Taylor, always very respectful. He was just right up there looking at the Iranian crowd. They're looking forward to this just as much as the Americans are. It's going to be a bout that could decide the team race.
Certainly coming down to that possibility as Taylor and Yazdani advance at 86.